Yo, welcome to another episode of In a Minute with Evan Lovett, coming to you live from the IM Studios in the heart of LA. And this is a special episode. Used to call them bonus episodes, but that's just semantic. Thing is, this is an episode that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, and it's sort of more personal and emotional than I guess we're all accustomed to here. It's something that's been weighing on me pretty seriously for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And it seems to me that LA is a little bit of a different place than it has been since I've been doing In a Minute with Evan Lovett, since I've been doing LA in a minute. And I feel it when I'm out. I feel it when I'm interacting with people. I even sense it in the comments, DMs, and I guess what I mean is that the kind of I love LA ethos that is really at the core of what I do for LA in a minute has been subdued. Not necessarily from me. Well, from me as well. And the mood, the vibe in Los Angeles has shifted. I don't know if it's because it's 2025. We started off really poorly with the fires. And somebody said to me that is going to be a line of demarcation in Los Angeles history before the fires and after the fires. And, even though I know the stat that only 2% of Los Angeles residents were directly affected by the fires, and we've discussed the fact that 100% of us were affected indirectly or, knowing somebody auxiliary to the fires. I didn't know that would really be the case. I'm on record saying it's as big as the 94 earthquake, the 92 riots. It's definitely something that is going to define Los Angeles. And, it changed. Obviously, the people who were directly affected, their lives are changed immeasurably. But I think with the new administration that's came in, and I'm not making this political. You guys know me well enough to know I try to cover political topics apolitically as objectively as possible, but I will say things such as the ICE raids have changed the temperature in this city. I think people are more on edge. People are more guarded. People are more reactionary. Sometimes even paranoid, maybe with good cause. LA, California, maybe seems to be a little bit of a target from this administration. And again, I'm not making this political. I'm just calling it like I see it in Los Angeles. And with the fires, with the political transition, with the negative narratives that have been surrounding Los Angeles from the inside, whether it is, Karen Bass, frankly, stumbling over her response and still continuously making unforced errors on a daily basis, or on the other side of the coin, Rick Caruso coming in as the white knight after the kingdom's burned down. I don't think either of those have been necessarily positive for Los Angeles. And in fact, it's created a lot of negative energy. And I'm not blaming them particularly. It's symptomatic of what is going on. And I really want to engage with everybody out there and see if you're seeing the same thing, because I can tell you this. We were on a high in 2024. Dodgers won the World Series. That was a great moment in Los Angeles. Took my son to the parade, went with my wife. It was a huge celebration of the city. And the people in the city came out. Everybody came out. It was beautiful. Black, white, Latino, Asian, Middle Eastern, you name it. All of us were out. And everybody was celebrating. And we were celebrating the Dodgers. And we were celebrating Los Angeles. And it was beautiful. And, not like us had come out last year. And that was the anthem. I said it in my year-end recap that Not Like Us was this generation's I Love LA. LA is often the target, right? From other cities. San Francisco hates LA. San Diego hates LA. New York hates LA. Or maybe they don't hate it. They talk shit about it. And LA just, we do our own thing. We don't care. I love New York. I love San Francisco. I love San Diego. Bring it. Like, I'm not going to talk shit back. I mean, we might throw up a middle finger, but we don't care because we're LA and we love LA. And that song was something to rally around because it came out as the right time, right place, right person. Kendrick, man, Compton's own, LA's own. And it was our song and it represented LA. And yes, it was a diss track, but it was like, it wasn't necessarily just the diss to Drake. To me, at least, it was to everybody who's been like, fuck LA or the sports chants beat LA. This was our clap back. This was our answer. This was our celebration. And yes, it was targeted at Drake, but it was targeted at everybody. And that's why I think it was such a celebration of LA. At the same time that we win the World Series, and it's bigger than baseball, it's bigger than the Dodgers. This is Los Angeles on everybody's radar, celebrating this city and our people. And it was awesome. And now in retrospect, I look back and I'm like, man, was that the high watermark? It reminds me of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. If you've read the book or seen the movie, when Johnny Depp, Hunter Thompson, is in the hotel room and he's kind of doing an inner monologue and he's talking about the 60s when the wave of freedom and free love and independence and people were finally escaping the bonds of what had been this rigorous culture and developing these new independent paths of exploration and discovery. But it all kind of crested on a high water mark. Maybe it was when we went into Vietnam or whatever. But the point was he drew this visual about that. That was when the wave crashed and society, kind of went a different direction. Nixon, the Vietnam War, all that stuff. I think that maybe that parade was the high water mark for LA right now in this time. And I don't want to make it a thing like we're done and it's over, because LA is strong and LA is always going to rally, and we're always going to support ourselves and our neighborhoods and our communities. So it's not about that, but there really is something that I sense on a day-to-day basis, whether it's in traffic. Look, we always got our road rage. We always have people, that are pissed off. That's just part of the game. It's part of the world, but it is just different. And I want to know if you're seeing it. Interactions are a little bit more curt, a little bit less warm. I think about it personally from my LA in a minute perspective, okay? On my normal feed, I do a prolific amount of work. There's so much to cover. There's 10,000 stories I haven't even gotten to yet. And on a day-to-day basis, I want to cover everything, man. Whether, it's Montebello, Torrance, Mar Vista, just all these great Pomona, these great communities that I haven't even touched yet. And yes, it's on the list and I'm getting to in restaurants and people and LA American Dream stories. But I kind of noticed that, my celebration, my unabashed celebrating Los Angeles sort of feels a little bit different now. Okay. And look, in the aftermath of the fires, and I don't want to downplay that, People's lives are wrecked. People's lives are demolished. Their homes, their neighborhoods, these important historic communities, Altadena, Palisades, for different reasons. You know, Altadena, the proud African-American history, Palisades, refuge from Holocaust survivors. Couldn't get much more different ends of the spectrum, even geographically. Palisades, far west, Altadena, northeast. But it's so LA, and it's an LA disaster that encompasses everybody. And, you know, that it is going to be tough to celebrate, right, in the aftermath of that. And I get that. And it's tough to celebrate when people are attacking, taking away our rights and arresting people. And, you know, the people that make LA shine, the vendors, the workers that don't get that positive attention all the time, are afraid to go to work and afraid to show their faces in places in Los Angeles. And that's sad. And that will permeate the ethos, the culture of what's going on in Los Angeles. But it still feels even more than that. And I want to know from you, are you seeing that? Are you feeling that? Am I being too sensitive? I am sensitive. I'm an only child. I'm always sensitive. I always take things personal. But I feel like I know the temperature in the room, and I'm very good at perceiving that. And it doesn't feel like Los Angeles is its normal self right now. And I want to note, you know, the Super Bowl. Okay, Kendrick killed. We've all spent time talking about, discussing, analyzing the Easter eggs and that performance, that historical for the ages performance, and what it meant, not just for Kendrick, not just for LA, but what it meant for maybe people that are taking a stand against the powers that be right now. And that was a moment. That was a moment for Los Angeles to shine. But it was like the wave crested and then you're getting that other wave, but doesn't quite get there. Not from the LA perspective. And it has me wondering, you know, with the current mood of infighting, city infighting, right? People, city council, affordable housing debates, the unhoused, education, immigration, all these issues keep bubbling up. And there's infighting on a political level, on a personal level. And I hear like people are, quote, tired of shit and people are pissed off. And like these are homeowners and people that were in the same camp of Los Angeles is great and Los Angeles is amazing. Like, look, I know I'm leading the charge. I'm definitely one of the torchbearers, proud torchbearers of that. But I also know that LA is a flawed city. It's been a flawed city, and we always try to want to make these improvements, and there's always debate and there's always dialogue. But it just seems a little bit tinged with more negativity than usual, and more anger and more personal hurt and pain. And I mean, am I the only one seeing this? I guess. Are you guys feeling that? And every day I walk to work, walk across the LA River. I'm that dude that like smiles and says what's up to strangers. You know, and is thankful for positive interactions and people that love this city. I don't feel the reciprocation that I did. And maybe it is something that I'm carrying and holding out there. And, you know, this sweater, actually, this hoodie, Bird and Bolt, this is a brand, an LA-based brand that focuses on mental health and awareness and suicide prevention. It's a very serious company. They're great people. Charles, he gave me this sweatshirt. And, you know, it's not promo. I love it. I actually love the logo and the colors. But today I wore it intentionally because I don't talk about mental health as often maybe as I should. It's a serious issue. It affects all of us. Truth be told, I do have a therapy session today, in fact. Because I've been feeling these things. And really, I just want to know if you're feeling the same and what you see. And what we can do. Well, what is going to go on? Is this going to be, again, I don't want to make it political, but is it going to be the next 4 years are going to feel like this, or even just till the next mayoral election? Does it have to even do with that? Am I even focusing too much on that? Has something else changed? We know that, I'll bring it up again, the Hollywood situation is dire and it is not improving. This is a very serious issue that our main industry, our most high profile industry, is not getting better. It's been on life support. And yeah, Newsom put the tax breaks, but those aren't even going in until July. And even if they do, these companies have picked up and left and moved productions out of state, out of the country already. Are they going to just come back to LA because it's LA? I wish. I hope so. I don't know if that's the case. And that's a really important industry. You guys know I'm not a pop culture guy. You ask me a show, odds are I haven't watched it. Movies, I haven't watched it, but I know how important it is. And that industry needs to thrive for LA to thrive. And so you get these factors and all these things that are going on where it's the main industry, the day-to-day livelihoods of the people that make this city run that are fearful. And then you get the aftermath of the greatest disaster in Los Angeles history. And shit, man. I haven't said it out loud because I'm a big believer of you put stuff out there, but 2025 has not been kind to us right now. And that's a tough pill to swallow. And I'm going to do my best to keep shining a positive light on this city and the people that make this city great, because we need to uplift this city, and I need you to help and support and be positive. But it is hard right now, man. It is. I've been doing this for 3 years. Okay. January 3rd, 2022 is when LA in a Minute launched. February 9th, 2023 is when In a Minute with Evan Lovett launched. So 3 years of going hard every day. 1,500 episodes of LA in a Minute. We're at about 110 episodes of the podcast. It's a lot of work, but it's not work, because every single day I get to get out and enjoy this city and meet people and go into businesses and hear stories and learn history and legacies. The city is amazing and it's incredible, and that's not going to stop because there's so many stories, but it's more difficult right now than it's been. And it's the first time I've even ran into it's not even roadblocks, because I'm still creating this content, but I just feel something different in this city. And it makes me sad. It makes me feel certain kind of emotions that, I've never really thought of. And this is something like I've been wanting to do this sit down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I'm like, I finally have to do it. I sit down. I don't even have my production team. There's no production team here. There's nobody helping, but I got to do it because I feel compelled, and I do want to start that dialogue. So look, I don't want to drone on. I'm right now just going around in circles because I don't have any answers. I don't know what the solution is. Is there a solution? Is this something that's just in my own head? And it's kind of funny because, funny again, it's the wrong word, but when I first started the podcast, I broke it down into segments. One of the segments I used to do was therapy session. And, one of the more popular segments of that was me and my OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. But it was really good just for me to talk about that, because there were other people out there that related to it and told me how they deal with it on a day-to-day basis and what it meant to them to have somebody put a spotlight on that, and what their treatments were, just how they deal with it. Well, this is that. This is a therapy session for me, and I'm asking you, are you seeing this? Are you feeling this? What's going to happen, and where do we go from here? Because listen, if you're watching this show, you love Los Angeles. I love Los Angeles. We do. It is the best city on the globe, but it's in a weird place right now. And it's in a different place right now. And it's something that's really, really weighing on me on a day-to-day basis. So if you feel similarly, if you feel different, if you think things are normal and great, tell me that. I want to hear that. I want to see that. Maybe it's in my head. But if you feel the same or if you feel similarly, and there's reason, I'm sure I forgot. I'm positive there are factors that I'm not. I brought up Hollywood, brought up politics, brought up the fire. I know there are other factors, housing, schools, man, like all of it. But tell me what you think. Tell me what I missed. Tell me just if you feel the same way, because right now, Los Angeles is different than it's been. And it pains me to say that. It doesn't mean it's not the greatest city on the globe, because it is. But it's a tough time. And so I guess in conclusion, for the first time since I have been blessed enough to have this forum and to have people like you that I can talk to and dialogue with, and people that send me DMs, I'm so thankful to have those conversations. I'm not always active in the comments. In fact, I'm not. But I always answer my DMs because people that take the time deserve a personal response. So send me a DM, please. Send me a message. Send me an email, evan@lainaminute.com. I will respond because I want to know if you're feeling the same way, because LA is different right now. And it's the first time since I've been doing this, that it's felt like that. So I want to know how you feel, what you think, and, where we're going to go from here. So I really thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to have this platform. Thank you for supporting. And listen, at the end of the day, keep loving Los Angeles, because we will. Los Angeles always reinvents itself, always comes back, always ends up amazing, incredible, awesome, all those superlatives. So I know we're going to be all right. But right now, getting through this time, it's been difficult for me on a day-to-day basis. And I just want to know how you feel, and if you're seeing it, and just talk to me. So thank you for letting me talk. We love this city. I appreciate you. And, I thank you for listening. All right, LA. It's been a minute.